on Amazon Music.
There's a set going strong, a lot of things going on. The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, super fly, you're gonna make your fortune by and by. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why.
What's going on, everybody? This is JT from Cigar. You know what? We had to play that Super Fly today because what we're gonna do is I'm going to give a little preview or review of the Oscar Valladares Super Fly. Now, this particular cigar by Oscar Valladares is probably one of the most popular cigars that's out right now. Very hard to get cigar. I think right now some of the stores are only allowed to get maybe like one box of whatever size, you know, that they're looking for. Now this particular size right here is the Gordo. This is going to be a 6x5 by 60 inch ring gauge. So this is a big boy right here. Now what I want to do before I smoke it is what I want to pair it with is the Basil Hayden Dark Rye, which is what you see right here. Now this dark rye is basically like a blend of like also Canadian rye and also a little bit of port. So it's going to give a nice little amber taste to it, a nice little port notes to it as well. Some thickness too, which is basically what you want whenever you smoke, you know, like a Maduro cigar. And that's rule of thumb. You know, when you're going into like a Maduro cigar, you might want to smoke something more on a whiskey or Scotch. You know, but that's, you know, like I always say, personal preference. So a little bit about the Super Fly is this particular cigar has a San Andreas Maduro wrapper. The binder is from Honduras. Now the filler in the inside, it's 3 different tobaccos in the inside. You got Honduran, you got Nicaraguan, and you also got Dominican, and it's all rolled into the filler. So it should give a nice, you know, a bold taste of a lot of different spices. All right. So first things first, I want to get this this Basil Hayden right here in my glass so it can breathe a little bit. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. You know, just a little bit, nothing, you know, that's gonna take away from the cigar, something that's gonna add to the taste. All right, now of course, you know, all I like to do before I cut, you know, with the straight cutter, you know, wet it a little bit, just like that, give a nice little kiss. You know, Super Fly good for kissing. You know, I saw that movie back in the day. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it just a little bit off the tip like that. And normally what I like to do before I light it up is I like to draw on it so I can see, you know, if it's gonna be an easy draw to the cigar, because you don't want to be, you know, trying to pull out on the cigar and it's just like it's not giving you any airflow, because that's a horrible smoke if that's the case. And also what you can do is you can taste the tobaccos when you do this like dry inhale. So I'm gonna do that first and see what kind of notes I can pick up. And first of all, it's very spicy and it's really easy to draw. I mean, the airflow on here is really effortless. So I know it's gonna be a really good smoke. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some fire to it. Toast it up some too. Yeah, Oscar Valladares makes some very good cigars. One that I had not too long ago from him was called the 2012. And it was called the 2012 because that's when he basically came into business, in the year 2012. So that particular cigar is named to commemorate that. Okay, so I got a nice light on it. get a little smoky. Man, that's smooth. Yeah, got a nice little hint of like some oakiness, some sweet cocoa in it as well that I was able to pick up. Nice on the pepper, more like a white pepper instead of a darker pepper. But I do pick that up as well. It gives a nice little spice to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot with this Basil Hayden and see how the flavors mix with each other. Now on the very tip of my tongue with the Basil Hayden, I taste that port, which is more like a sweeter wine. So that's also infused with this Basil Hayden along with the Canadian whiskey, which is also kind of sweet as well. So now it's getting my palate together. Let me go ahead and hit on this Super Fly. Okay. Now the sweetness of this Basil Hayden, it does mix very well with this Super Fly. So far, at the very, very beginning, I think I got a winner, but you really can't tell for sure until you get to like the third of the cigar, and that's when a lot of the flavor starts to, come into play. So let me hit on this a few. If y'all want to listen to Super Fly while I smoke this, we can go ahead and get that done. Now I like to drink my whiskey neat, so I don't put any ice in it because I think the ice kind of like waters down the taste, and you're not able to get the full flavor, if you got a lot of water mixed in, with all the different ingredients that they use, to make this particular whiskey. Yeah, I could do this all night with this Super Fly and this Basil Hayden. This is definitely good. Feel a nice little heat coming in, from the Basil Hayden. Nothing that's overpowering, but enough to let you know that you are drinking something,
Super Fly by Curtis Murphy.
Yeah.
Super Fly.
This is definitely getting ready to be one of my favorite cigars by Oscar Valladares, the Super Fly. And I definitely like the way, that the band look. It has a gold and purple foil to it.
I'll repeat the song.
In the same font as the Super Fly font that was used on the movie poster from the movie Super Fly that was back in the 70s. This right here is the box that it comes in a nice purple box, also with the Super Fly logo on there as well. And the reason for the purple coloring, of course, everybody knows that the color purple stands for like royalty. So, Super Fly being the king of the streets, that's exactly, what Oscar Valladares was looking for, when he made that choice to call this the Super Fly. I mean, it's so smooth and it's so easy to draw. It doesn't even feel like I'm smoking a cigar. It's just like you got like a real big straw and you just pull in the air. This is fantastic. Now this is the biggest size of the Super Fly. This is the Gordo. They have two other sizes as well that are a little smaller, or like a Robusto and a Toro. Now, probably with the Robusto, it being the smallest one, it's probably going to pack a lot more of the flavor of the Super Fly because it's a smaller stick. But I'm sure the draw on it is going to be just the same. Now, I haven't gotten to a third of it yet, you know, but I don't want to smoke it too fast because I don't want to smoke it and have it burn more in the middle. Because when it does that, you know, you start to get this canoe effect in your cigar, and you don't want that to happen. So I'm trying to enjoy it slowly, but I'm trying to get to the third at the same time. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I am definitely going to have this Super Fly in my rotation of some of the favorite cigars that I like to smoke. I think Oscar knocked it out of the park with this. If you're a cigar connoisseur and you like to try different things, you know, I definitely would agree that the Super Fly should be something that you should give it a shot and see what you think. And I'm sure you're going to put that in your rotation with all of the rest of the sticks that you like to enjoy. So I'm just about there at the third. There was a little bit of change in the complexity of the cigar, and I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take another hit of this Basil Hayden and see what happens. Wow. I think with the Basil and the Super Fly, it's like a marriage made in heaven. Basil Hayden might not be your favorite, but I definitely would try it. If you don't like the dark rye, you can get the original Basil Hayden as well. I think either one of them will go fantastic with Oscar Valladares Super Fly. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I just want to say to everybody, hey, thanks for watching the video. This is your man JT from Sigara. Put some smoke in the air, baby.